We had the greatest glow up of all time.
I'm as surprised as you are.
Some of the greatest women of all time.
Luxury yellow corn.
And an appearance from our Bachelorette? Which one? Which one am I talking about? I don't know.
She got her fairy tale ending, and that's what I wanted.
What episode is this? We had 2 weeks off. I don't know, 9, whatever. This is your The Bachelor Season 1 episode recap. It's Nick Viall season. Grab your glasses. It's time for Roses and Rosé. Hi, everybody. It's me, Lauren Zima. Oh, it's been 2 weeks and things have been heating up, haven't they? Yes, so happy to be back. And by heating up, I mean in so many ways. The Bachelor world news is heating up. You know, we got Clare, we got Tayshia. What's going on? We're gonna talk a little bit about that. And then I also am quite literally heating up because I wanna let you guys in on a little behind the scenes. It is 80 degrees in this apartment. Yes, we're having a heat wave in Los Angeles as of late, and I had not been in this apartment much lately. I pretty much only film here, so I didn't turn my AC on, and now it appears to be broken. So we're filming, it's warm, and I tend to sweat, I do. Chris Harrison doesn't sweat, it's strange, it's unnerving.
Before we get to all that drama, let's start with Nick.
And of course, we need to get to our rosé because it's actually part of what's keeping me cool today. I've got a glass of ice and a rosé that's real nice. This is called Roditas. It is dry rosé wine, but called Roditas because it's from Greece. I don't know if I've ever discussed this with you guys, but I grew up thinking I was Greek, and then I took an ancestry DNA thing through a collaboration for work, actually, and found out I'm not. Yeah, not at all Greek. Not one drop. So I still love my Greek wines. I still love my Greek food. I grew up going to Greek church sometimes. It was weird. It was a lot to process. It's a story for another time. But, it was a thing to realize.
Tula, eat something.
People have seen weird stuff on those ancestry DNA things. I mean, I knew somebody who found out their dad wasn't their dad, so I'm gonna count my blessings. Let's get to it. So good, so Greek. Speaking of origin stories, transition much? I just nailed that. Nick Viall's origin story on his season of The Bachelor began long before he ever hit that wet driveway in the suit. It began a couple other times he hit that wet driveway. He was on, of course, Andy Dorfman's season of The Bachelorette, where he was dumped, and Caitlin Bristow's season of The Bachelorette, where he was dumped, and then he was on Bachelor in Paradise, where he dumped someone for a change.
Someone's telling me to say goodbye.
And because on Nick's season, we always have to relive all that, we also relive all that look. Yes, don't drink for every time Nick looked real different on past seasons of the shows. I'm bringing it up because I want to raise my glass up to the Nick Viall glow up. Do you think Nick's Bachelor glow up was the greatest of all time? The greatest glow up of all time? The GOAT? I think it was. I don't know anyone who did it better. Nick showed up on Paradise looking fab. He'd grown that hair out a little bit. He'd grown those muscles a lot of bit. And he'd grown that beard out. And everybody, let's settle in. Let's grab our glasses because I want to talk about scruff. I've discussed it on the show with you guys before, but I had a realization today. I always thought of it as a personal affinity. Do you like a little scruff on a man or not? I've now realized I think every guy looks better with scruff. Do you agree? Bold statements, big statements, things are heating up. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe if it's like patchy, then it's not gonna improve someone's appearance, but I really was racking my brain. I can't think of anyone, whether I know them or they're famous or whatever, who doesn't look better with a little 5 o'clock shadow. It shapes the jawline. Chrisanne, do you agree? Chrisanne agrees. JC?
Yes.
Cheers to that.
I just don't like you.
Okay, no, that's fair. Sometimes I don't like me.
Now. Whether Nick was ultimately one of the best bachelors of all time. But his season was great, and in large part because the women were phenomenal. Don't drink for every favorite face we got out of Nick Viall season. We had Rachel, Jasmine, Alexis the Dolphin Shark, come on down. Sweet Southern Raven, several Danielles. Christina, Taylor, Vanessa,
Merci.
and of course, Corinne. That was a lot. I'm probably forgetting someone. If I did, I'm sorry.
Oh, she's going for it.
Then Corinne got topless.
Okay, Nick. You need your assistant?
It's the first group date, okay? And on the first group date, they put these women in wedding dresses in a variety of wedding scenarios for Nick Viall, who's been dumped twice when trying to propose. And don't drink for every one of the other women who looked so uncomfortable.
Everyone felt really uncomfortable seeing Nick with Corinne.
We're gonna Janet Jackson it.
Oh yeah, do it Janet Jackson.
Raunchy and awkward.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I've ever blushed so much.
Like, how would you react in that situation? Some of the women got mad. I feel I would just kind of laugh and raise my glass and say, you do you, girl, you know? That was a problem with Corinne and the other ladies. They worried way too much about herself and not enough about themselves.
There definitely was another spark in that pool. Him holding my bare bosoms.
You know, I'm gonna call Corinne one of the greatest contestants of all time. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. She's one of the greatest contestants of all time. The GCOAT. The GCOAT. Acronyms, I tell you. Don't drink for every iconic moment Corinne brought us. The bouncy house.
We're having fun.
Her revealing that she had a nanny at age 24.
Raquel is my nanny.
The number of times she mentioned cheesy pasta, which is just macaroni and cheese, right?
And I can't make cheese pasta like her.
She basically reinvented mac and cheese.
It makes her happy, and I'm not gonna stop a woman's happiness.
And of course, when she missed a rose ceremony
Where's Corinne?
to take a nap. My eyes weren't even open when I was saying that. In honor of Corinne, I'm not sure if anyone had ever done that before. Bachelor historians, let me know in the comments below if I'm forgetting. But had anyone ever been absent from a rose ceremony because they were asleep? I don't think so.
I don't even to nap, guys. I'm sorry.
So Corinne was certainly a character, but the question at the time was she a villain? What did you guys think? I'll say this, Corinne didn't really say anything mean about the other women. She was just kind of doing her thing, you know? And then they committed the faux pas of going and talking to Nick about it. Don't drink every time one of the women told Nick, Corinne isn't right for you.
How serious is she taking this? And I know how serious this is for you.
Corinne is 24 and has a nanny. Starting to kind of question where you're at based on the attention that has been given to Corinne.
And when Corinne found out this was happening, she coined some of the best catchphrases we have ever seen. She was luxury yellow corn.
You gotta peel the layers back. And then in the middle is this luxury yellow corn.
Yes, Corinne compared herself to corn, and she would go on to call herself corn.
And it's juicy, buttery.
And the thing is, it was an analogy that made sense.
You want to get to that corn.
Oh, but then there was Taylor. Taylor came for Corinne with a phrase of her own, emotional intelligence.
Okay, emotional and
intelligence.
there's emotional intelligence where that kind of speaks to like self-awareness.
Not really of her own. I mean, certainly she didn't coin that, but she came with it.
She thinks I'm stupid and I'm not emotionally intelligent and I'm not mature enough to be in a relationship with Nick.
And they ended up on a 2-on-1. And Corinne said she was bullied.
She emotionally attacked me.
And Taylor said she was not the villain.
I am certainly not the villain in this.
And now we Zoom catch up with Taylor, the therapist, who calls the whole thing a quote, mind
Kind of a bit of a mind.
Yeah. side were you on? I was on Corinne's. I really was, even now, you guys. Taylor and Corinne have not made any amends. And Taylor thinks that Corinne owes her an apology, but I really do think Corinne was just doing her thing. And, you know, Taylor got lost in the corn. She got lost in that field of corn. That luxury yellow corn. Corn grows high. I think she was lost in there. She couldn't see her way out. Don't focus on herself. Focus on yourself, you know? Build yourself up. Don't worry about tearing others down. It's gonna be better in the long run, promise. And now, Rachel! Yes, Rachel Lindsay was a front runner on Nick Viall's season of The Bachelor, and I think Rachel and Nick really did have a connection. Obviously, it ultimately wasn't that love forever connection, but I think they both really respected each other's intellects and were sort of fascinated by each other. And on this episode, we revisited when Nick went to Rachel's hometown and spoke with her family about what it would be like for them to date as an interracial couple.
I feel like you've seen more racism come out, and so he does need to be aware. It's not something that you can just hide and ignore, and you can live in your own bubble.
And now we're back on the Zooms, joined by 2 alumni to discuss Rachel's impact on the franchise overall. Natasha from Peter Weber's recent season of The Bachelor. And then, wait, is that Tayshia Adams? I'm sorry, I was really building up the anticipation, but it was worth building up because we are talking with Tayshia Adams.
She was so true and authentic to herself.
I don't know what's happening here. Tayshia Adams is, you know what, I need a drink. Everybody take a drink, because we gotta process this. Tayshia Adams is on this Zoom with Natasha and Chris Harrison to talk about Rachel Lindsay's impact on the franchise. It's a very important conversation about how Rachel gave Tayshia and Natasha someone who looked like them as an example on the show and helped inspire them to go on the show, period. But also, Tayshia's like our Bachelorette. So my mind is going crazy right now. Was she the Bachelorette when they filmed this? Was she not? But did they know she would be the Bachelorette when they filmed this? Did they know nothing at all? There was no mention of Tayshia being the Bachelorette, but you know, there she is. It seems like nobody knew.
Tayshia from Colton Underwood's season.
Thank you for having us.
And I want to point out a sentence Tayshia said. Because if she didn't know she was the Bachelorette then, if nobody knew she was gonna be the Bachelorette then, this sentence is just really beautiful. She said of Rachel, she got her fairy tale ending and gave us hope.
She got her fairy tale ending, and that's what I wanted. So she gave us hope.
Tayshia, we have hope for you. We love you, we stand you, we cannot wait to watch you. Cheers to Tayshia. But this is about Nick, and you know, Tayshia wasn't even on his season, but Raven was!
Pig suey!
Yes, Raven, a beloved gal in the franchise, was also on Nick Viall's season. She was the runner-up.
It's fiance from here on out.
Yes, Nick broke up with Raven.
My heart's somewhere else.
And I called the ladies out for a faux pas earlier. Now I gotta call out Nick. He told Raven that his heart was torn.
It just like breaks. And I'm just like torn up inside, letting you go.
And let me lay out another extreme. Just like it's always great to have scruff, I don't think it's ever okay to talk about how in pain you are when you're dumping someone.
I'm just like torn up inside.
Especially on national television. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I understand that Nick probably really did feel bad and that he knew Raven was an amazing woman and respected her. But when you say that, you just make it about you, you know? And let the focus be on the other person because they're the one who's in the vulnerable position. Okay. By the way, I actually have these glasses because I ate at a restaurant in Greece and the glasses were there and I thought, oh my gosh, these like local Grecian glasses, these are so amazing. I have to have them. And I was all ready to like buy them in Greece and pack them up and like carry them back to the US. And I asked the restaurant, where did you get these amazing, locally crafted, artisanal, handmade glasses? And they said, Amazon. But I still ordered them, you know, and I'm here because, you know, sometimes what matters is the origin story that's in our heads. What do you believe for yourself? Manifest it, make it happen, you know, here I am.
Thank you very, very much.
I'm drinking wine, so life's not too bad. Oh, goodness. By the way, just to have a little fun, don't drink for every lantern at this proposal.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You look good in this suit, I do have to say.
Yes, I don't remember where they were. It was clearly quite cold, snow on the ground, and maybe because it was so cold, they were for heat, they were functional? They weren't. So Raven is leaving. And Nick is praying? Question mark? Yeah, Nick's doing this. I don't know why. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe it's so cold that he's almost stopping up the snot from rolling down his face, you know? When it's like cold and you start snotting. Fingers were right under the nostrils. This is not a very COVID-friendly position, I will say that. I don't know, but I do want to open the door and discuss Nick Viall's tears. Yes, you guys, let's look at the evidence. Don't drink every time Nick cried this season.
Wasted tears, you know? Wasted broken hearts. And you've been so selfless.
And now, the big moment. After 3 seasons, is the 4th time the charm? It wasn't, but Nick Viall did propose.
Vanessa.
Hi, Chris.
Yes, Nick proposed to Vanessa, and you know, I got confused for a minute because I was like, are we in the same place? Did we change locations? Because when Raven was there, were there deer? Yeah, Vanessa pulls up and these deer, or maybe they're reindeer. Is there a difference between deer and reindeer? Are they elk? There's animals afoot with their, a hoof with their hooves. Greatest deer of all time, Gadot. Like Gal Gadot. Oh, Wonder Woman. Oh, I wish that movie would come out. Oh, I want movies to come out again. I really wanted to see the new Bond movie, and I want to see the new Top Gun, and I want to see Tenet from Christopher Nolan. I really wanted Wonder Woman to come out. What movie were you guys most disappointed about getting postponed? Let me know in the comments below. I love the movies. Chris and I do love going to the movies together, and just watching movies at home. The other day I FaceTimed him and he was watching, I will tell you, he was watching The Devil Wears Prada alone.
That's all.
That's not an unusual thing for him. He loves Stanley Tucci.
Can we adjust the attitude?
I'm sorry.
Yes, as Vanessa pulls up and gets surrounded by Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Blitzen and Comet and Cupid and Donner and... who's that last one? I don't know, but I'm ready for Christmas. We need some joy. I'm ready for movies, weddings, The Bachelorette, and Christmas. So as Vanessa is pulling up, Nick is preparing to propose. And you know, he's talking about how much he loves Vanessa.
I've been falling in love with Vanessa for a very long time.
The words he's using are beautiful, but the tone in which he's saying them is questionable.
I've been falling in love with Vanessa for a very long time, and it's been...
He's saying all these happy things about how in love with Vanessa he is, but he sounded so sad.
I'm going to ask Vanessa to marry me.
All right, Vanessa's coming in, and it is the same place. Yes, I'm recognizing the lanterns, but this time, don't drink for all the deer elk horn things. We got horns on the chandeliers. We got horns around the rose. I think the rose was on a table of horns. Whatever. Were those real? If they were, I'm not sure I support that. Okay. So Nick is doing it. He's proposing to Vanessa, and he says, if I leave here alone, I'll be devastated.
If I leave here alone, I'll be devastated.
And Nick, you already sound devastated. And he says it'll be a waste of tears.
It would have been a lot for nothing. A wasted tears.
Well, that is true. And then Vanessa comes in, and Nick is crying. Look, you know, I jest. It was a very sweet reaction when Vanessa walked through the door. And honestly, even though Nick and Vanessa didn't work out, this whole proposal was really beautiful, wasn't it? I mean, let's pretend we're at the movies and just listen to some of what they said.
Okay. I will never forget the first moment I saw you. But I'll never forget the first moment I started falling in love with you. Every moment since then, I've been falling more and more in love with you. I do love you. I'm in love with you. Will you marry me?
Okay, I think we got it. So we catch up with Vanessa and Nick, and you know what? They're on good terms. She's happily engaged.
I'm in a very happy, healthy relationship.
He's happily single.
I am proudly single.
We raise a glass to the happiness. Slant rhyme. So Nick is still single. So, you know, I guess I have to ask, Nick as the Bachelor, round 2? No, it's not a good idea. It's not, no. It's not. The second I said it, I knew it was. Put those words back in the mouth. As a literary device, we call that word vomit. Definitely not. No. Absolutely negative. Don't do it! Okay. All right, everybody, this has been Nick Viall's season of The Bachelor, and we only have one episode left of the greatest seasons of all time show, Gesot. That is going to be Juan Pablo's season. We will be here next week, reviewing it, of course, on Roses and Rosé.
Juan Pablo, the most hated bachelor in the history of our franchise.
And, you know, they teased to it at the end of this episode. So you know who's in that footage, of course? Clare Crawley. Yeah, they're like, it's our Bachelorette, Clare Crawley.
It introduced us to a woman who stole everyone's heart with her passion.
So I'm just thinking, okay, is this like, are we in Inception?
How did you get here?
Are we in The Matrix? What movie are we in? Because we had both Tayshia, our Bachelorette, and now Clare, our Bachelorette, in the same greatest of all time episode. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching Roses and Rosé. As always, if you would like a personal message from me for you or someone you love, I am on the app Cameo. I am also on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find me and follow me, and I would adore it if you did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, you know, like Corinne, I'm gonna take a nap, okay? So, bye!
I'm not gonna stop a woman's happiness.
Why are you guys laughing? Because I ate the whole bag by myself earlier. I just pulled this bag out of the trash because I ate it alone by myself earlier. I ate the whole bag before we started filming. Oh my God, it expired in December 2019.